So I guess the journey began. It was a Sunday. It was a Sunday night, and I used my bathroom, and I noticed something. I noticed some blood in my stool. My very first instinct, to be honest, was, wait and see. If it sticks around, if it gets worse, sure. If it goes away, then no problem. For some reason that night, I couldn't sleep. Something kept me up. Something was almost nagging at me. So I ended up calling my doctor and leaving a message at about 2 a.m. I told her what happened, and my doctor, she's great. She called me the next morning, and she set up an appointment that Tuesday. I went in. She gave me an exam, and right away she said, I can feel something and it's not moving. At the colonoscopy, they took a biopsy, and that Saturday the results came back. My doctor called and said, I'm calling because I just saw it come across my computer and I didn't want to wait. But the results came back, and it's cancerous. The first thing I had to do is I had to go get blood work. I had to go get x-rays at the hospital. And when I'm in where my bed is, right across, there was a gentleman who was asleep, but coming out of anesthetic. And so he's waking up, and he's probably about, I would give him 50, late 40s. And as he's waking up, the doctors come in and they tell him that, the worst case scenario had happened, and that he had a tumor, and that it was really advanced, and that it was, attached to all these organs. And then they started mentioning palliative care. I thought back to the very first day that I had the symptom, what made me call my doctor. I had one night where I didn't feel right, and I called my doctor, and my cancer was discovered. But if I hadn't have called, if I had stuck with my first instinct of okay, we'll wait and see if it gets worse, I never, since that day, never had another symptom, never felt any pain, never had any more blood in my stool. So if I hadn't have called, maybe I'm this guy. Maybe I'm getting that news, and I'm like, oh my God, my life is essentially, on its last chapter, out of nowhere, if I didn't make that call. One thing I hope that comes out of this, for anybody watching, especially, the men out there, specifically the men out there, is I think on some level we all want to have that macho-ness, that toughness, that caveman mentality of being able to be physically strong and have it translate into being mentally strong and just kind of bulldozing our way through things. We have to take our health seriously. We have to listen to our bodies. We can't be afraid to go to the doctor. I had one night of symptoms, one night where I didn't feel right, and I called my doctor, and this was discovered. So imagine if you're out there and you've been putting something off for weeks and months. The clock is ticking, and we have to let that mentality go for our own sake and for those that we love.